Well, we're going to start this segment with a quote. There is something unexplainable that happens within us when we reach out and help someone whose needs are greater than our own.
This is the heartbeat of Kammy's Kause, and those words were said by Jared Heiner, the founder of Kammy's Kause, who joins us right now, along with his daughter, Kammy. Jared, let's start at the top. Tell us, what is 4P minus?
So 4P minus is a rare genetic chromosome disorder in which the fourth chromosome, one of the fourth chromosomes, fails to make a piece at the very top of one of them. So that's why you get the minus. The P is the section of the chromosome. So it's fourth chromosome, the P section, and she's missing it. So in Cam's case, her eighth chromosome, yes, her eighth chromosome made pretty much like a Band-Aid to go on top of that fourth, which puts Cam in a kind of a different class because now she's a trisomy 8 and a monosomy 4. So only one full fourth, but now has 3 parts of that eighth chromosome.
Interesting.
So yeah, with 4P minus, we see a lot of variations, and the spectrum is quite large with this disorder. We see a lot of the older kids who maybe didn't have the resources and the interventions that we have today, who might require more 24/7 care around the clock, might be wheelchair bound, NG tubes, G tubes. And you got kind of like the middle of the pack with Cam, with kids around her age, which she's 20 now, who are more mobile, more independent a little bit. And then you've got some of the kids that are even younger that have had all the resources that we've been able to gather over the past 20 years. At their advantage, and might be even more further along cognitively, mentally, and even physically than what we see with the kids, that are Cam's age.
She's nodding like, yes, I've heard this all before. I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's old hat to her, absolutely.
Let's talk about what's happening this weekend in Fortville. This is going to be a big, fun event. And the goal is to raise a lot of money, right?
Absolutely. So this is our 18th Kammy's Kause, the namesake being Kammy.
18.
When Cam was diagnosed, we were given one sheet of paper from St. Vincent Hospital, and they said, these 3 paragraphs are all we know about this disorder.
Oh my goodness.
And Cam, basically take her home to make her comfortable. We don't expect her to live much longer than a year, is all that they knew. So 20 years later, she's been proven all the doctors wrong. But we realized that there was an enormous need for funding, for research, and a way to help other families not get that same information that we got when Cam was diagnosed. So 20 years ago almost, started a music festival. And in that first year, we raised $1,000, which was more than the support group would bring in annually. So we were able to get them in the black financially. The 4P minus support group is a national 501c3. It's consistent of about 200 families across the U.S., all with children with 4P minus. So that first year was about $1,000. After 2018, we cracked $500,000.
Wow, that's incredible.
So we do this like one day at a time, 1 year at a time. So over the course of, when you kind of add it all together, over the course of almost 30 days, we've raised $500,000 for 4P minus research.
And what have you seen from research over the years, throughout 18 years, from that sheet of paper that you had versus the way it is today?
We have published medical journals now related to 4P minus. We have doctors across the United States and the globe that specialize in 4P minus now. Our goal is that when a child's diagnosed, that doctor will understand and know what 4P minus is out the gate versus having to go back and research. So it's that awareness piece. It's finding the therapies that these kids can use. Cam learned how to walk by riding a horse. So she didn't walk until she was 6 years old. But learn that by hippotherapy. The horse's hips move the same 3 ways a human's does. So it simulates, you remember that?
Yeah.
All the horse riding? Yeah. And so finding out things like that, right, through these other families, through this support group, and then we're able to share that information amongst everybody and help out these younger kids that are coming up with this diagnosis.
That's fantastic.
Well, I knew we were kindred spirits.
So yeah, this weekend we've got 10 bands, we've got a silent auction, we've got a motorcycle ride, we've got a big kids zone, we've got food vendors, we've got food trucks, we've got regular vendors. It's in Fortville, it's at Landmark Park, it's noon to 10 on
and people
Saturday.
Just come on out.
It's free to the public, we're donations only, and it is a fantastic time. It's a lot of love, a lot of hope.
Yes.
And it's one day where these kids get to be the absolute rock stars that they are. We've got 15 families coming in from across the U.S. With children with 4P minus. So we get to make this day all about them and really celebrate their accomplishments.
We love that, and the emotional support for parents like you and other parents out there as well, I know means everything. Kammy, thank you so much for being here. Yeah. This has been so much fun. We appreciate your time.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
yes.
that's Sunken. Yep.
Oh, Randall, I think
she's got a few more months before she's 21. You can meet us at the casino.